The BRRRR method: buy, rehab, rent, refinance, repeat. It's a 5-letter acronym. And this is an extremely popular form of investing. And essentially what you're doing is you're buying an asset. Generally speaking, you're going to buy it with hard money or cash. Maybe you have a line of credit. You're buying an investment property that's distressed. You're going to rehab it. You're going to put money into it to make it really nice. You're going to rent it. You're going to get a tenant in there paying the underlying mortgage, and then you're going to refinance. And the reason that you do that, if I go and buy a $200,000 home right now as an investor, I'm probably going to put between 15 and 20% down. Now, if I buy that same asset, let's say I buy it for $125,000, I put $25,000 into it, I'm going to have $150,000 invested in it. And so when I go to refinance it, I'm going to get a $150,000 loan on that property. And it's going to eliminate the need for any down payment. This is how I've purchased almost every property that I've ever owned, including my primary residence from 2013 all the way to 2020. I bought an asset with hard money. I had a private note and mortgage. I fixed it up. Instead of renting it, I actually moved into it. I lived in it for 7 years. And then at the end, I sold it for a large profit. The BRRRR method is the number one tool that you can use other people's money for in order to get no money down. Now, the key to the BRRRR method is you have to find deals. You're not buying market value property. You're buying distressed. You're buying potentially bank owned or REO. You're buying a short sale. You're buying something off the courthouse steps. There's many, many ways to find deals. But the idea is that you're doing this in a fashion and then you're repeating the cycle over and over. So let's say, for example, that you have $50,000 to invest in real estate. One option is you go out and you buy a $250,000 home and you put your 50K down and you have a renter come in and they are paying rent and you're making a few $100s a month in cash flow. You're making some depreciation on your taxes. You're making appreciation in the value of the home and you're done. Your $50,000 is spent. You have no more room to invest. So you sit and you wait. And maybe in 7 years, you sell that property and you upgrade to another one. And then you sit and you wait. And maybe in 7 years after that, you sell it and upgrade. And you do this and it takes you 21 years to do 3 cycles. And you have 3 different assets that you've got some benefit out of. It could supplement your retirement, but you're really not making big impacts on your finances long term. Let's take that same $50,000 and let's apply it to the BRRRR method. And we're going to use private money, a note and mortgage, to buy the asset. We're going to rehab it. We're going to rent it out, and then we're going to refinance it. And let's say we don't get that good of a deal, right? Let's say that the refinance ends up costing us $10,000 of our own money. So now we have $10,000 invested into that unit, and we have a rental, and it's making some money. We got a couple $100s a month coming in. We got appreciation on the total value. We have depreciation on our taxes, so we're saving some money. And guess what? We still have $40,000 in the bank ready to go. So you wait a couple months, you recover, maybe patch up your marriage after a long, hard rehab. And then you do the same thing again. So you do that once a year for 7 years. So what it took you to do in one full cycle with the 50 grand, you now at the end of 7 years, you're going to own, or really at the end of 5 years, you're going to own 5 properties. You're going to have $10,000 invested in each one of those properties. And instead of getting depreciation and appreciation benefits on a $250,000 house, you have 5 houses with a total value of $1.25 million, getting 3 or 4 or 5% appreciation. So every year, that portfolio is going up by the tune of $30,000 to $60,000 each year. You're getting principal pay down on 5 notes. You're getting to depreciate 5 assets. It's like turbocharging your investment portfolio. So anyone who is in a situation that has low or no money down, the BRRRR method is really the only way to go. So if you're looking for more information on BRRRR, there's tons of books on Amazon that you can get. If you listen to podcasts at all, the Real Estate Bigger Pockets has an outstanding BRRRR catalog. One of the hosts of the Bigger Pockets podcast, I can't recall his name, but he's got several books on the BRRRR method. And I still, even though now I have more assets than ever, I still implement the BRRRR method to buy most, if not all, of my property. And one thing that I've expanded into is small commercial offices. Guess what I'm using to acquire small commercial offices? I'm using the BRRRR method, except instead of a residential tenant, I'm buying office building and I'm getting 4 or 5 commercial tenants. And I will tell you this, if you have to compare commercial tenants to residential tenants, you will never go back to residential tenants in your life. People run their business. They're only there Monday through Friday. It's much easier to collect rent because their place of business is how they generate money. It's a very, very important bill. It's also not, you're not taking care of where people celebrate Christmas. You're not taking care of where people celebrate Easter and taking care of their family. And it's way less personal and the returns are much, much higher. So the ticket items are more expensive, but the overall impact and the overall strategy is exactly the same, whether you're buying a $100,000 condo or you're buying a $10 million development project. The BRRRR method is by far the best strategy and my favorite strategy for acquiring real estate. Hey everyone, Michael here with Absolute Real Estate. Thank you for watching. Do me a favor, like and subscribe below. And if you want more information on real estate and real estate investing, check out the links below and I'll see you on the next video.